Big game tomorrow with Fresno State. Big game for both teams. Reflecting back, I like how we're playing. Watching film, we're making progress in areas that have helped us be successful. I think Jeremy Hemsley is better. Forget about the stat line. He is guarding the ball more effectively. He's playing better defense off the ball. He is making more appropriate plays when he penetrates. The best he's been was against Vegas with his ability to get into gaps, find a guy, and give up the ball. So that's progress. Malik has had a stretch of games where he's been consistent, and that will win for us also. So I mentioned just a couple, but we've been better. And there's reasons why we're better, and everybody references practice, and it's a fact. Our practices have been better in every regard since Air Force. The results haven't always been what we wanted. We've lost 2 games, I believe, since then, but our practices have been better, and that translates into longer, more consistent play with a greater opportunity to be successful. Still need to rebound the ball better. Progress, but still not where it has to be. And this game tomorrow, I know it will be hotly contested. They are an aggressive team that will guard hard. We won by 3, and we hung on to win by 3. We were 11 ahead with 7 minutes to go, and they scored 8 points before we got a shot, and then missed 2 or 3 easy shots to take the lead. And we held them off, and that's what we have to be able to do. We're like they are. We're looking and saying we don't want to be in the play-in game. Neither do they. So this is a big game for both teams along that line, and we're anxious to see how we'll perform.
Steve, you mentioned the progress Malik Pope's made. I'm wondering, can you speak to just his growth here in year 3? It seems like he's being more selective from three-point range, not shooting quite as much, but taking better looks. And then his post game's also improved dramatically. Seems kind of similar in the way that Winston Shepard's game improved over a few seasons in the program.
The sad thing about Malik's status is that he couldn't have been on the practice floor every day since August. That's what makes you say, what if? But the reality is we've got him now reasonably healthy. He's been able to practice, and he's improved his game. He's improved his mental game in terms of how he's approaching everything. I mentioned once before, he walks in the locker room with a smile on his face, not head down, do I have to be here? And everyone should be that way, but everyone's not that way, and he is. And that's allowed him to take some steps forward. Your point's well taken. He is saying, give me the ball inside. Give me the ball, and I'll make a good play with my back to the basket. It's a very good, intelligent, willing passer. And if you guard him one-on-one, he's proven that he's a tough guard one-on-one. So I like the progress. And the nice thing is he knows we know that there's still a lot of upside that he can still have.
Steve, you talk about needing, it's an important win because you don't want to be part of that play-in game, but are there still sights set on winning the conference title despite you're in 5th place but only 2 games out? Are there still thoughts of pursuing the regular season title?
I'm not thinking or talking about winning the regular season title. I'm thinking and talking about winning this game to get separation so we're playing on Thursday. We're behind 3 teams that have got 2 fewer losses than we do. If it were 1 team, it would be a different thought process. Could it happen? Mathematically, yeah. Will it happen? Probably not. And it can't happen if we don't win tomorrow. So we need to find a way to win tomorrow and get ourselves sights set on going back to Colorado State and getting one that we didn't get here in our own building. But we have not talked about, hey, we can still win the conference champ. We've not talked about that at all. We've talked about getting better for the conference tournament, getting healthy, staying healthy, feeling good about ourselves because we're having success, and that will help us for sure. Anything else?
Coach, you guys have had, I think Dutcher said last week, it was like 4 games where you had double-digit leads in the first half and have gone on to lose those games. And then UNLV, you had the big lead, and they kind of made a game of it. Does it get to be like a psychological thing at any point where you have to address that, or is that just kind of the way it's gone? How's that kind of work for you guys?
Well, we've talked about find a way to win. It's a whole lot easier to deal with a press conference after a win. You don't have to explain having a 10, 11-point lead and then teams coming back. And it sounds as if I start talking to that particular topic, it sounds like I'm making excuses and I get a little bit thin-skinned. I'm not, but this is our world. Trust me. Everybody in America, and you can go through the elite teams, have 10 or 11-point leads that are gone. And the elite teams find ways to win those. And if you're ahead 13-2 and the team comes back on you, that's not blowing a lead. That's the start of a game and the flow of a game and the ebb and flow. But what we want to do, we want to get a 10 or 11-point lead and preferably hold on to it the whole game. And when they make a run like Vegas did and cut a 17-point lead to 6, steady the ship and have somebody make a big play like Trey did to help us win the game, like Trey did in the first Fresno game when they came back on us. And so you have to have the ability and then toughness and confidence that take a deep breath. We're all right. Good things will happen. And then find a way to make a play. I know that we've had games that have been close that we haven't won enough of. And in previous years, we've found ways to win all of those games. And that sometimes separates a really good team from a good team. And right now we're a pretty good team, but we got to now say how many more games can we play, and we'll have enough of them that'll be tight down to the end, and let's find a way to win these games now, and so we can talk about what we did the latter part of the season rather than in a big part of the early season.
You've played a lot of close games against Fresno State on this floor. Overtime game a couple years ago. What is it about them that makes them kind of a good matchup for you?
Fresno has a group of athletes. They will be athletic. They're like us. They guard you hard. They will come at you defensively. They will not allow us to just pass, catch, move, and put the ball anywhere we want to put it. We're going to have to play. We're going to have to play under some stress. And then we're going to have to say, okay, these two guys can really shoot it. Don't let them get good, clean looks. He's a driver. We have to identify, in this particular Fresno State team, what does he do? What does he do better than anybody else, and try to take that away from him. In all probability, we'll have another close game. I don't think to them it will matter that they're coming in here, although they've been significantly better at home than they've been on the road. This is a team that's well coached, that will come in with a whole lot of things that they're on their bullet points that they say, if we do this, we'll be successful. And I know they will come out excited to play us, which I think that also lends itself to good close games. I think there's a mutual respect for programs, and Rodney is relatively new to this league compared to me, and he's come in and he's talked about San Diego State, and he's talked to his team about they're where we want to go and want to be, and they got us last year twice. So I think all those things factor in, and they've got good players.
Trey, is it still a goal for this team to win the regular season title? You're only 2 games out with 4 games to play.
Mm-hmm.
You got 4 teams you have to jump, but your thoughts on that?
To be honest, we're not really focused on that. We know a lot of things have to happen for us to be able to achieve that, but the main thing, if we're going to achieve that, is we have to win all our games. So we're just focused on the next game, which happens to be Wednesday against Fresno. So we're just taking it 1 game at a time. We're not looking far ahead and worrying about a regular season title or not.
Malik, you feel the same way?
Yeah, definitely. So 1 game at a time if we want to do anything or make anything possible, and it all starts with Fresno. So, we're gonna focus on them.
Anything else with the players?
Has it become easier as the season's gone on with the Mountain West Conference tournament getting closer and closer and closer? Because once you guys realize, obviously, in January that you needed to win that, probably with the NCAA tournament, so far away. Now it's a couple weeks away. Has it become easier that kind of carried out there?
I wouldn't say easier. I mean, obviously it helps, make sure the intensity is always there, the focus is always there, each practice, make it a good one. But at the same time, we can't really look at the tournament too far ahead, because right now our main thing is we're just trying to get better and reach the potential we feel like we can reach. So if we keep looking too far ahead, then we'll lose track of the games coming up or practices coming up, and that'll hurt us in the end. So right now it's just each practice, each game. And like I said, we got Fresno on Wednesday, and that'll be a big game for us.
Malik, I know you miss a lot of practice time this year, but can you kind of talk about just the growth you've had in your offensive game, year 3? Seems like you're being more selective behind the 3-point line. Post game's getting better. Just kind of that development and how it sort of unfolded for you.
For me, it was just a process of learning how to do all that. I think my game was starting to grow a little bit mentally. I put on a little bit more weight, but it was more mental than it was physical for me. So right now, I'm just taking it slow and just being more poised with what's presented in the game for me, and not just forcing shots every chance I get. So that's just really a big deal. Just let the game come to me and just be more slow playing.
Trey, could you comment as well, just from what you've seen?
Yeah, I felt like it's always been mental with Malik. I see him as a great player, as everyone in this room does. I just feel like he has tendencies, just like I do, where if he missed a couple shots to be gun shy at the next one. But I'm the main one, always in his ear. I told him after the game, I was like, why did you not shoot more shots? Because he missed 2 out of 9, I think, or something like that. So I'm the main one. If he gets the ball down low, I'm just like, go score. Don't look at me. Just go shoot if you're open. If you're wide open, shoot the 3. So Malik's a great player, and now he's starting to show, especially down low, where he has a lot of mismatches down there.
Could you both comment on Devin Watson? I mean, he's not playing this year, obviously, but you face him every day in practice, particularly you, Trey.
Yeah.
I know fans haven't seen him play. How good is he?
Devin's really good. He's just a quick, all-around guard. He can shoot, he can pass, and if you get him going downhill, he's tough to stop. He's a player that people in San Diego are going to love. He's just going to bring high intensity, kind of that attitude, that get after it attitude. So just, like I say, he's really good, and we're excited to have him here.
Does he bring a different dimension that maybe you guys don't have right now in terms of how he plays? Is he more of a true point guard, classical point guard?
He's a very, very smart point guard, I would definitely say. When he's on the court, he does bring that little edge of experience and, a little bit of intelligence as well. So he helps in that dimension. And not to mention, he has that grit. So that's something I enjoy about watching him practice, whether it's like learning his game. He has grit when he plays. He always has something to prove. So I'm actually excited.